trick to growing bigger onions is to start them from seed. Hi, it's Kayla with 5 Canadian Acres, and I want to share some tips with you so you can grow your most successful garden this year. The most common way people are growing their onions is through an onion set. It's those tiny little onions you buy in the spring at your garden center or seed company. You plant them, and then you harvest them in the fall as an onion. The thing to know is that these are second-year onions. What does that mean? Onions are biennial. That means it takes 2 years for them to complete their life cycle, from seed to flower to seed. So the first year from seed, they'll grow their bulb and their greenery. Then they go through a dormancy period. And the second year, they'll try to produce a flower or a scape, what we call them, to produce more seeds. By starting an onion from a seed, we are growing a first-year onion, and all it's going to think about is growing a nice big bulb. And because an onion set is a second-year onion, the onion you get in the fall will not store as long because its life cycle is over. Whereas when you grow it from seed, it's a first-year onion, it will last a lot longer in storage. The third nice thing about growing onions from seeds is that you have a lot more variety. You're not just going to get a white onion, a yellow onion, a purple onion, or is it a red onion? Because onions are classified as either a long day onion or a short day onion. So your long day onions, they are growing in the northern areas. Some say north of a 32-degree latitude, which is kind of in the mid-US. In Canada, we just grow long day onions. A short day onion will start to bulb up when it gets 10 to 12 hours of sunlight, whereas a long day onion needs 14 to 16 hours of sunlight in order to bulb up. Let me know what region you're in the comments down below, and if you've ever grown onions either from a set or a seed. Okay, now let's plant our onions. So first thing I'm going to do is start with my soil and my containers. Onions have very strong roots, so you can grow them in one container very close together. I'm going to be planting in these cells, but if you have any sort of container that's not too deep, old salad containers or strawberry containers, something that has holes in the bottom that they can drain out of, go ahead and plant in there. What soil to use? Seeds don't need a lot of nutrients, so I use what's actually soilless. It's just peat moss and perlite. But again, honestly, any kind of bag of soil you can buy at the store works just fine. First thing is we want to pre-moisten the soil. So if we put the soil in dry, it's going to pack down once we water it, and it kind of messes things up. So if you pre-moisten it and then add it, it's a lot easier. So, it's heavy. Okay. So I'm just going to add water to my soil here. You want it to be damp, but not soaking. So once you've got your soil wet, we're going to go ahead and add it to our containers. Again, if you just have an open container, just kind of fill it up there. Those little tinfoil roasters from the dollar store work really well. Just poke a few holes in the bottom and put a container underneath. This is a messy job, so I recommend not doing it inside in a garage or putting a sheet down or something. I'm out in my back grow room. We built this specifically so we can start all our veggies early. Being up in Canada, I have to start a lot of things early. Gently press the soil into your container, but don't pack it down really tight. You want to leave a little bit of space at the top of your container because we're going to be adding a little more soil after we put the onion seeds in. So today I'm going to be planting a red onion as well as a white onion. Onion seeds are about a medium-sized seed, medium small. Again, we're just going to sprinkle about 4 or 5 per dish. If there is no cells in here, if this is all open, I would just sprinkle a nice even kind of layer. It's okay if they go in a little thicker because like I said, they don't mind the roots being disturbed. As long as you're getting enough water and light, they will be okay. So now once you've sprinkled your onion seeds on top, we're going to add a little bit of soil on top of that. They don't need to be planted too deep. Then I give it a light tap down in order to make sure those seeds are in contact with that soil. Now you have to be careful when you water these because you don't want to wash the seeds away or wash them down too deep they can't sprout. So I like to use any sort of spray bottle with water and then try to put it on the spray function. So then you can just spray the top so it will soak down into the seed but not wash it away. The most important thing is you do not want this soil to dry out. So I recommend covering it. At this point, you could cover it with a plastic wrap or something, Once the seeds start to sprout, then you can take that off. I have this little cover for this tray, so I will just put that on top. Onions can take a while to germinate or start to sprout, so don't be alarmed if they're not growing right away. Just keep that top layer of that soil moist with your spray bottle every few days if you see it drying out, and they will start to grow. As they grow, if they get too tall, all you have to do is trim them down to 2 or 3 inches, and then you're able to use those tops in your cooking as well, just like any sort of green onion. And after 10 to 12 weeks, you're able to plant these outside in your garden, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks before your last frost. Be sure to stay tuned for follow-up videos as these onions grow, and I'll show you exactly how you can get your biggest onions yet this year. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.